Deja Brew again, we're back with another beer review, beers review. This is every low-carb beer that you could buy at Dan Murphy's, which is a bottle shop in Australia, and we're going to rank them. We're just going to rank them right here, right now. We've got everything from a local one to me, Capital, which I actually have had this before, to just your mainstays, like your Carltons, those sort of things. I was a bit annoyed I couldn't get Budweiser or anything. I did get a Heineken. So we'll see how they go. There's some of them are no carbs, some are low carbs. We'll go through it all.
Han Ultra.
So I'm not going to use the Chalice of Destiny today, just because we've got this. The crux of this video was I just made a pretty big video on low carb beers. Do they actually help you? The answer is no, not really. But I figured I'd try them all, because if you did want to, then you've got an idea. You don't have to then do this. You don't have to spend $80 at the bottle shop getting individual bottles of low-carb beers. The looks that I got coming with this trolley with individual bottles of different low-carb beers was very interesting. All right, cheers everyone. Let's crack into this. This is Han Ultra. This is 0 carbs. Quick aroma test. No, just nothing. Just nothing. I'm just going straight from the where it comes from. I think it's the fairest way to do it with everyone. I don't want to mix some in the wrong glass or anything. Okay, that's pleasant. Like that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's pleasant. There's no real taste to it. It's just easy to drink. Yeah, like if I was at a barbecue before lunchtime and I got handed this, or like a wake, maybe a little bit bleak, but like I'll be fine with it. So that's just straight there. There's no beer taste. There's not a little bit of bitterness at the end. No floral, no fruit, nothing. So we're just gonna plop that there. All right, let's go to the next one.
James Squire's Stride Pale Ale.
99 calories per serve, which again means nothing. Good little rip here. Let's go. Oh, there's smell to this. There's that. I mean, that was the closest to I think water we're getting. There's actual like flavor that's coming out of this. I taste malt. It's not a very good pale ale. Like it's not a great pale ale is what I should say. But this is fine. Yeah. All right. So over here is going to be the best, and then we're going to head over. Geez, if you had to have the low carb route, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. A little bit of a yeasty aftertaste. They obviously cut off some of that process to get the calories down, to stop everything from being eaten away and turned into calories. So they obviously keep the alcohol a little bit low. So I am getting a little bit of yeast there, but that's pretty good. That's fine. Like it's a fine for a beer. I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5 or something on those lines if I was just tasting it. But it's definitely better than that. That wasn't terrible, but Traveller Australian Lager. Okay, I've had this one before. I think I've had this or the other one that might not be ultra low, like just their mid-strength. There's a pub near me that's actually owned by the old former Wallaby Ben Alexander. So I usually go there. It's called the Dock. It's also in those Brittany Higgin cases that came up a fair bit. But yeah, like it's pretty good stuff. So I've had this before. I think no real smell, nothing. Okay, it's a little bit more. Go on for a second one. That's actually not too bad. That's the first one that we've seen with a bit of citrus in it. So it's a lager, definitely. It's not super flavorful. It doesn't hit you straight away. But again, easy drinking. Very easy drinking. I haven't had anything that's like just terrible. Everything, it's like a... I think we're on the good side of mid right now. We're not good. We're the good side of mid, and that's okay. That's okay. Capital Brewery, Good Drop. Low carb lager. I definitely had this because Manuka Oval, where they play AFL, which is our football in Australia. Oh, that's a great can rip. That's a very good can rip. That wasn't a great can rip. So I've had this before. It's a good football beer. That's probably the best way I could describe it. It's not the best in the world. It's just one standard drink. So down the hatch, let's go. Okay, yeah. It's definitely a bit more malt in a few things that I'm getting there, and definitely a little bit more lemon. Or some citrus notes. Malt, yeah, that's actually pretty good, to be honest. It does say it's 91 calories, low gluten, so if you are worried about your gluten intake, then this is probably a good way to get around that. Like I said, this is a very good football beer. Like, if I was just at the footy, and I just wanted something a bit different with a little bit more flavour without any real bitter, that real harsh bitter notes that you get from the mass-produced guys, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is definitely better than the James Squires. Not by leaps and bounds. Probably give like a 3.1 out of 5, but it's still good enough. Billy Brewing Big Head. So, this is a happy accident, actually. I watched a video on this many moons ago, because this is the first beer that I saw that was no carb. Well before like Budweiser and all those started to do it. They were trying to make a low carb beer, and they kept sending it off to a lab because they didn't have the equipment at Burley Heads Brewing to see how many carbs were in it, and it came back with 0. And the guy was like, "Oh well, back to the drawing board." And then I think it was his son that was like, "No, why don't we market this then?" So I have had this before. It was years ago. It was during the pandemic, actually. That was the furthest, during all the lockdowns, the furthest we could go in Canberra was the top of New South Wales. So we drove off to King's Head, and they had Queen's Head. Queen's Head? And when they had this there. So, yeah. They make a good pale ale, too. Oh, wow. Wow, that's actually really, really good. I can't believe there's no carbs in this. I wonder what other stuff they have to put in. But that's, yeah, I'm getting a real good malt flavor to it, but there's hops in this. There's actually flavor that goes around. There's layered. I kind of wish this was just one of my regular beer reviews. I can't drink too much because I got a lot, but that's actually very good. I'm going to stick that there. I don't think we're beating that. I think that's the gold standard. That is so clean and crisp, but very flavorful for a lager as well. And some hoppy notes too, and just like, ooh, and that real like caramel bitterness at the end. Just the bitter mixing with the malt. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is such a good beer. It might be after tasting like literal water that my flavors in my mouth have been enhanced to just anything that comes in. It's like if I ate rice cakes all day, just had like a lovely Sunday roast afterwards. I was like, oh my god, the thyme in this chicken. And it's just really roast chicken, but I'm getting it. Steersman Lime, low carb lager. 30% less calories, so it does have probably a little bit more. It says twist off only. Oh. Well, I didn't twist it off. But it definitely says twist off only, so I don't know if the police are coming for me now, or what the deal is. I don't usually love rattlers, but we'll give it a whirl, hey? The ones I've had that... Oh, wow, that smells like dish soap. That is not... That's the same lime you get from dish soap. Oh, boy. Maybe it was a bit harsh, but it does smell like a cleaning product. Wow. Oh boy, that is not a beer. That is so sweet from the lime. That's like artificially sweet. I would say the lime that you get in like a Sprite is coming out in this beer, and it's the only thing I taste. It's extremely sweet. At that point, just go a seltzer. That has room to go down too. That was not great. There's no other beer taste. I just get the lime. This artificial lime sweetener that isn't from sugar. It's definitely from like a preservative that makes it sugar free. It tastes extremely artificial. I would have loved that taste when I was 9. That taste would have been perfect. Heineken Silver Pure Malt Lager. Oh my god, there's a cat. Okay, here we go. Let's go Heineken Silver. Hi-ho silver. Jesus, that smells... The smell of it is just like a Beck's or a Heineken. You know, that real European lager that you just get at an English pub that my partner's uncle may or may not be banned from. Yeah, wow, that is not great. That is, yeah, that's not great at all. There's no malt. Again, this has a real, similar to that. I'm hoping that hasn't, like, ruined my taste. Let's just... No. Motorbikes go past. Yeah, it's like got this fake citrus flavoring to it as well. I think to just give it some sort of taste or some sort of depth. So that's going here. I had to try that just to make sure that lime hadn't affected things, but that just tasted like water again. So we're fine. I'm randoming which ones I'm taking, so I'm not like off skewing anything. Carlton Dry, ultra low carb. I feel like one of those people at like daytime TV. Oh, and for only 99 calories, the weight practically melts away. Probably not when you do this, but... Nothing. There's so many, like I think my nose is broken. There's just no aromas coming from most of these. These two had aroma. This one, oh, that one did too, yeah. I've noticed I've made like an intentional gap here. Yeah, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to that. I'll give it another good little... It's coming with a fake citrus sort of flavoring that I didn't get with the Hahn or the Traveller. It's not as bad as the Heineken, but there's no malt flavors in that at all. There's nothing that comes out to say that, yes, this is a beer in any way, shape, or form. So these are kind of getting in that subpar kind of realm. You might love Carlton Dry, but I just find Carlton Dry in general has a bit more flavor to this. This is the big guys here. Pure Blonde, 3%. I couldn't get the regular one. So this is the 3% guy. I'm expecting this to taste exactly like water. This is an interesting one. This is kind of the one that started it all, at least in Australia. They came out in 2004. I remember the beer ads. Yeah, it just kind of was, you know, fat will melt away from you. And then it didn't. And they stopped doing that because they don't want to get sued. I'm getting a smell like I'm getting some bitterness notes and some hops a little bit. So that's exciting. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's actually pretty okay for a 3%. I was expecting that to taste like water. That has more flavor than the Hahn. How much more flavor? That's the question. I am doing little palate cleansers in between, so I'm not... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that. That's good. That's punching above its weight. That's the weakest beer that I think we've got here too. That's only 3%. Everything else is in the 4s. So the fact that that's even here, that's a credit to them. That just tastes clean. It tastes crisp. There's no real artificial flavors that I'm getting like down here. Or things that have been added in or some weird preservative. I'm just not getting all that. Hahn, I'm glad I kind of had that Hahn first. I think that's a perfect baseline of like, yeah, it's fine. Right, a 0 carb lager. I think these guys are done by Gage Roads, but I could be wrong. I kind of like that brewery. It's on the, it's in Fremantle. And it's a great view of like the water and everything going on. I think the view's better at Little Creatures, but I think the beers are better at Gage Roads. Does that make sense? But yeah, if you're ever in Fremantle, I highly recommend both. That's good. I thought that this was When I bought it until, like, I just remembered that this might be the one from Gage Roads, I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of shit. But this is pretty good. Wow. Wow, wow, wee wow. I'm just going to move... I'm going to make me some space here. I'll edit this out. Oh, boy. Yeah. Now the real question is, this is where... Nah, keeping that the way it is. That big head's better. Big head is better. Oh wow, this isn't going the way that I thought it would. That's where I thought that would be. But the rest of it, yeah, it's a little bit all over the shop. We've still got some more to go, but 4X Ultra. 4X, where a broken home meets Queensland. It's twist off only. Well, I didn't do that. Why is it only twist top? Like, why am I doing something that's like horrendous to it by doing that? Am I gonna cut myself? Like, what? Why is it twist top only? Why can't it be both? I've clearly made it that it's both. Fucking Queensland. Oh, I got the burps. I got the burps, gang. All right, let's go. No aroma. Oh, this really annoys me. I wanted to hate this. I went in wanting to hate this. I really wanted to hate this. And I don't. And that really annoys me. There's flavor in that. Well done, 4X. You're definitely winning the mass-produced wars. Are you better than a pure blonde? Let's go. Oh, it's close. It is so close. Yep. Are you better than a traveller? Yep. I don't think you're better than this. You're not. Okay. That is way higher than I thought. That's the first of like... I know James Squire's independent. They're a pretty big boy. That's the highest I thought. Like, that is so high for one of the big boys. That is actually... There's flavour in the malt there. It's really coming through as a beer. A lot of these, like, I can't describe... This, in retrospect, this is a horrible idea for a video. Because some of these have no flavour or taste to them at all. It's just like drinking one. You're like, yeah, it's great. Next one. There is actually depth to that beer. So yeah, full credit to them. Full credit to them at 4X. That is actually good. That's actually decent. Like, again, I'll start to push that closer to a 3 out of 5. I'm shocked. I am shocked. Oh boy. Victoria Bitter, low carb. This was my example in the video for low carbs not really being this healthy thing that they make it out to be. This beer is 133 calories. To give you scope, every other beer here is roughly about 100, maybe 110. There's a few that are like below that. So low carb doesn't mean everything. So VB, as my brother says, the very best. Yeah, this is the most yeasty smelling beer that goes around. It does remind me of Vegemite a fair bit. I know that they made this from extract from Vegemite back in the day. Or Vegemite may have been made from extract from... No, I think Vegemite was made from yeast extract from beer, I think. Well, it definitely has taste. It definitely has taste. It's unfair that this is in here because it has so many more calories than everything else. So it is going to have flavour. That's actually pretty good. That might be better than a regular VB. I think we might be the first one where it's like, you may be better than the other one. It's just not as harsh as a regular VB. Yeah, I'm not getting that real, like, yeasty aftertaste that I kind of get from regular VB. I don't think it's better than the 4X. So it's going to go right in there. In Midsville. But it's good. Like, it's starting to get into the realm of, like, oh yeah. Yeah. It's pretty tasty. Yeah, I'm very happy with that beer. Again, I was ready to hate that. I was really wanting to. Tooheys Ultra Zero Carb. Twist off only. Fuck you and your rules. Oh, one of these had fun facts. Tassie's Shane Hammond clocked 186 kilometers on a drag strip whilst driving a hearse. That was on the VB one. Extra points for VB. You know what? That's a good fun fact. I can't... It's a Tasmanian fun fact. Have a Victorian fun fact. Lose points. This one is vinyl cool. The Radler. It's hipster, that's for sure. I've got vinyls, but that's because I'm a hipster douchebag. Alright. Tooheys New. Oh boy. Oh no. So I'm going to level with you, gang. The first beer that I had many moons ago, nearly 20, was Tooheys Extra Dry. That's what I drank when I was an 18-year-old at an RSL, opened at 3 in the morning, playing pool at like some pool table that has had every bodily fluid on it. And this kind of took me back to throwing out the back of that RSL. But we're here. We're here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. It definitely has that artificial citrus flavors that comes out of a few beers. This is not doing well. Oh, no, that's worse. That's the worst one I've had. By a good mud, I'm going to have this again just to make sure. It could be my memory of it. Yeah, that's still... No. I can't do it. I can't do that to you, Tooheys. There you go. There you go. Alright, we've got 5 more to go. My lord, we're starting to really hit the end of this thing. Where are we? 3. Coopers. Don't usually love this brewery. I find the bitterness in their beers just lingers in my mouth in the wrong way. Good can rep, though. Cooper's Dry Low Carb. Fine filtered. Oh, yeah, that smells like a Cooper's. Cooper's has a distinct smell compared to the rest of them. Yeah, it's got that Cooper's bitter aftertaste that... A lot of people really like this beer, so, like, I don't want to rag on it. Just me, myself, like, I just don't love how it lingers on. It has the most, like, cheap beer taste out of any of them that I find lingers in. But some people love that real bitter taste, so I'm not really ragging on them. Where does it sort of fit here? What do we got here? It's better than a Pure Blonde. Is it better than a Carlton? Yeah. We definitely have a separate category here for... Yeah, there's that. I'd rather just bland water taste than that taste. And then we've got a separate category for weird artificial sweetener citrus things in them. These are closer to teas than they are. Like, I actually think they've been brewed as a tea. Just to keep the calories really low. And they've, like... It's the only way I can describe that citrus taste that I'm getting. Steedsman's Ultra Dry. Low carb. Twist off only. That's what I think of your... You lose points now. Every time it says twist off only, lose points. Oh no. Oh no, that's so bad. Oh, I know why they put lime in it. Oh, that's... Yeah. It tastes like feet at the end. That's really bitter. It's like a... It's like that real harsh flavour that you get if you just eat raw garlic, almost. I can't even fathom that something might be worse than... I mean, it's the same brewery. Oh, God. That is real bitter. 110 calories, not even that good. Yeah, look, I'm really sorry if you're like a family place, but that's worse than your lime. And that's saying a lot. I did not enjoy that. That is by far one of the worst. It tastes like feet. It tastes like feet. Like, it is so bitter and harsh compared to anything else. And it's not like a lovely, like, English bitters. It's like, oh, no, I really like bitter. No, it's like a gross bitter flavor. It's good that I can taste something, but that's about it. Han Super Dry, 3.5 low carb. So the crux of this was just every beer that had the word low carb or no carb at Dan Murphy's, which is a big bottle shop in Australia. Just with the selection of that, I knew they would have some of the, like, they'd have a bit of everything. Alright, here's Han again. Han Ultra's kind of hung about in the middle, hasn't it? Hot dog. Oh boy. I didn't think I liked Han, but you know what? They're making a beer. I'm thinking here somewhere. It's not gonna deal with the big dogs. Like, this is what they do. It's so clean and crisp. But that's just a nice clean finish to the beer. There is a citrus aftertaste, but it doesn't taste artificial. It doesn't taste like some weird sweetener or some, like, the more I have these sort of things, the more I'm, oh, these four, this is just an abomination. These four, the way I can describe it is like what you get out of like a lemon ginger tea, that lemon flavor. I feel like it's been brewed in like with like a sack of lemons or something and brought to boil like a tea is. I didn't think that would happen, but Han has beaten VB. That is unbelievable. We're just kicking goals here. Is it better than the 4X? It is better than the 4X, I'm pretty sure. I'm starting to think I need to rotate those two too. Oh my god. I can't believe what I'm doing. It can't be better than the Capital. It just can't. It just, my brain can't deal with that. Good. Good. I'm very happy with that. Then it was that, right? Oh god, I need to move all these over. I hope these are still in a shot. Is that still in a shot? Yeah. Oh boy, I'm getting some Thai food just to deal with this. Okay, I'm happy with that. Better beer. This is their lager, I think. It just doesn't say. 0 carb beer. I think their whole thing is that these guys are low calorie. So this is 81, so it starts to get into the better beers. Like, it's not just the tag of it. Like these guys, I think their whole brewery is that. There's one in Melbourne that's gluten-free. That name escapes me. I'll stick that over here. What that is. And they do some good stuff too. So I'm expecting some okay things. I've never had a better beer before. I've never had an alcoholic better beer. I had their non-alcoholic stout, which is non-alcoholic beers, was pretty good. No smell. That's good. That's actually really good. Oh boy. I'm shocked by this. I didn't have hopes for you at all. I just had the Capital. The Capital might get a little bit of flack because it wasn't a can. Again, these have different things. Like, I think that's the best football beer. Does that make sense? And I know I've got the thing. I was like, I'm at the cricket maybe. Last but not least, Green Beacon Brewery. A low carb hazy. So this could win it all. This could actually have taste to it. Only time I've had a Green Beacon beer was when I got bumped up to business class on a flight. I just randomly rocked up and they're like, do you want business class to Perth? And I was like, yeah, that's a 5-hour flight. And they said one of the pale ales, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is how the other half lives. Oh my god, there's a smell. This might win it. This might win it. I'm starting over here. I'm gonna stand over here. Far out. That has flavor to it. How many does it have the calories? It does. 98. Oh wow. How have they done this? I didn't think you could make a hazy with Oh man. That's good. That's good. It is a little it is starting to get on the little artificial end. I see how they've had to put some of the flavor in of a hazy. I might just pour it out. Bear with me. I just want to see what the color is. I know it's unfair. I'm going to put it around here, just so I don't get skewed, but yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was going to be. It's very clear. It's a very light hazy. I think they've had to put something in there just to add the flavoring in. It's not terrible. It's not a lot. It's not like these guys where it's trying to kind of cover up that it has no taste. Is the Han better than it? It probably is. Alright. Oh my god. So I did find this in the fridge just before we moved on, so we'll give this a whirl. Yeah, it belongs there. That is very harsh and bitter. So yeah, I'm happy with this. If you had to get a low carb beer, you just wanted one, like the taste of them, these three would be where I'd live. The differences between them aren't huge. So if you want one or the other, maybe one's $10 cheaper or something like that for a case, then just get whichever one goes down that road. This is clearly the best one, but not by an absolute runaway. For best price points, these two can't be understated. They are pushing some pretty big guys out of the way here. For uniqueness, like I think the one that's closest to its actual proper beer is this guy. However, it is a lot of calories, so you're not really losing any calories from that. So might as well just get a proper VB at that point. Anyway, that's the whole video. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, gang. That was a lot of beer. I'm feeling it. So if you did get this far, like the video, that really does help. If you got another suggestion to rank, put that in the comments down below. And I'll look at doing that. Subscribe. If you made it this far, come on. Come on. I'm doing all this for you guys. That really does help. Yeah, subscriptions really do help. You don't have any idea when it comes to just motivation. I'm a very small channel. And, you know, send it to a friend. Send it to a friend. That really does help me out as well. I don't really do much publicity outside of this myself. Next video is heading to Capital Brewery, which is these guys, live. I'm heading there. They've got an Oktoberfest thing, so I'll do one of their core beers. I'll try get an Oktoberfest beer because they've got it on tap. I'll review both of them. So yeah, that's the whole video. So thank you so much for watching. Cheers, everyone. Happy drinking. Yeah, watch the other video that I did on low carbs that kind of run through why this is a bit of a fake industry, even though I spent $90 on it. But, I just thought it was a good video idea. I figured, I was making that video, so I was like, I might as well do the taste test one. My wife was away this weekend, so I was kind of like, yeah, this is a good opportunity for me to do it. So, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Cheers. Have a great day. See you, and bye.